Hey guys, Eric here, and today we're going to learn all about safe spaces. Now, personally, I have no idea what a safe space is, so let's get to Googling and enlighten ourselves. A safe space is a place where anyone can relax and be able to fully express without fear of being made to feel uncomfortable, unwelcome, or unsafe on account of biological sex, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, cultural background, religious affiliation, age, or physical or mental ability. A place where rules guard each person's self-respect and dignity and strongly encourage everyone to respect others. Well, now that I know what a safe space is, I need to see one in action before I can properly and respectfully leave internet comment etiquette in regards to the safe space that we are going to look at today. It's actually a lot of safe spaces we're going to look at today. Today's lesson's all about safe spaces, if I haven't made that clear. Alright, I found a safe space online. Let's check it out.
With the media, you gotta back up behind those signs. That's what those signs say.
You need to back up, respect the students.
I am a student.
I guess a safe space means no media.
No, I do have the photo. I do have the right to take photos. First email.
I'm not sure. I don't remember reading that in the definition of a safe space, but I guess you're allowed to make up your own rules in a safe space. Because no one's going to disagree with them.
Excuse me. I need to get through. No, I need to get through. Are you not going to let me through?
She's in the way. I'm not in the way.
May I grab a baseball bat and run in screaming? These fuckers would be running for the hills in about 2 legs and no arms. Time for a civil war. Thank the oh, I'm not saying that.
You're pushing me. You're pushing me.
We're walking, boys. We're walking.
You're not doing your job. You're not doing your job.
It's our right to walk forward, isn't it?
All right, well, safe spaces are a little more aggressive than I thought they'd be.
Hi, media. Can I talk to you?
No, you need to get out. You need to get out.
No, I don't.
This is absolutely disgusting. I guess they're afraid the media is just going to show up and make them look bad. But that backfired because, as you can see here, the media ended up making them look bad. Well, let's move past that and see just why these people have set up this safe space in some kind of kumbaya tent village that they're keeping people from taking pictures of. Well, it's because the university they're attending, University of Missouri, has been under fire for not handling repeated reports of racism appropriately, including people yelling racial epithets out of car windows, drawing poop swastikas, and just basically acting like a bunch of white people from Missouri. Because if you look at Missouri on a map, you can't really get flanked by states like that and not have racism be a problem where you live. If this was happening at Yale, I'll bet you it'd be front page news the first time poop swastikas get drawn. But it's not. It's in super racist Missouri, so these kids need to be a little bit more vigilant in order to get headlines. Well, you know what? It's been kind of a while into the lesson now, and I still haven't left any comments yet. I'm still not quite sure I fully understand safe spaces enough to leave a comment about them. So I'm just going to fire this tweet off to Ted Cruz real quick and we'll get back to it. The jizz it took to create you was a curse upon the gods, who all poisoned themselves when they realized what they had allowed. And fuck you! Let's look at our next safe space debacle, which, wouldn't you guess, is happening at Yale. Students were sent this email by the Intercultural Affairs Committee, shining light on the fact that some Halloween costumes can be seen as offensive. Well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, they're just saying they don't want to be offended on Halloween, that's cool, but there's 2 sides to every coin, baby. It was met with this email from Erika Christakis. I know that many decent people have proposed guidelines on Halloween costumes from a spirit of avoiding hurt and offense. I laud those goals in theory, as most of us do, but in practice I wonder if we should reflect more transparently as a community on the consequences of an institutional, which is to say bureaucratic and administrative, exercise of implied control over college students. Whose business is it to control the forms of costumes of young people? It's not mine, I know that. Well, apparently safe spaces still get Wi-Fi signals because Erika's email here got some serious backlash, with people demanding that she resign. Anyway, her husband actually had to go have some sort of like crazy town hall meeting, safe space environment thing with a bunch of angry students, and
The exception is because other people have rights too, not just you.
Walk away. Walk away. He doesn't deserve to be listened to. He doesn't deserve to be listened to.
Unsafe space here. We're
I
all
do not.
stay quiet.
alright, well, just so it doesn't seem like I'm trying to lump in Yale's problems with what's going on at the University of Missouri, let me just make it completely clear to you that these kids are this angry over Halloween costumes.
By sending out that email, that goes against your position as master. Do you understand that?
Halloween costumes.
Then
No, I
stop.
don't agree with that.
Then why the fuck did you accept the position?
Halloween costumes.
Because
Who
I
the
have
fuck hired you?
I have a different
You
vision
should
than you.
step down.
And before I leave my comment, they're not done screaming at this man.
These freshmen come here, they think this is what Yale is? Do you hear that? They're gonna leave. They're gonna transfer because you are a poor steward of the community. You should not sleep at night. We're out. We out. You're disgusting.
Well, anyway, I didn't want to watch that either, but we just did, so here's my comments are disabled. Well, that's funny because the Fire Org, which uploaded this video, says the following about themselves. The mission of FIRE is to defend and sustain individual rights at America's colleges and universities. These rights include freedom of speech, legal equality, due process, religious liberty, and sanctity of conscience. Okay, so free speech is cool unless you're the Fire Org, in which case you just get rid of the comment section. Because you can't have free speech, or lack thereof, if there's no speech possible. So that's disappointing. Let's keep this ball in the air with a tweet to Ted Cruz. What's it like to be the physical embodiment of a poop swastika? Haha, zapped them there. Alright, well now I know everything there is to know about safe spaces online, and I can tell you with full confidence that it looks really silly. It's a bad idea to scream in your professor's face when he's trying to have a civil discussion about free speech when all you're talking about are hypothetical Halloween costumes. It's pretty bad too to have physically removed members of the press from your public protest. And I know that nobody disagrees with these actions within your safe space, but it looks juvenile to the rest of the world and removes power from whatever movement you're trying to gain attention to. So maybe rethink that, and I think this guy said it best.
I know, but they'll change the story on you. They'll change the story.
But one thing I haven't been able to do so far in this lesson is leave a goddamn comment. So why don't we just get that out of the way? I found this video from the Heritage Foundation. It's all about safe spaces. And if you don't know what the Heritage Foundation is, it's a conservative think tank full of people rubbing their hands gleefully right now as all of the left-leaning liberals on the internet tear each other apart over a few college squabbles. So why don't we listen to this lady real quick?
They have had safe spacers for years. The trigger warnings are new, but hypervigilance, and carrying on in melodrama around women's oppression under patriarchy, and this has been going on for decades.
One thing you might not know about this lady is that she's a feminist conservative who doesn't believe that there's a wage gap between men and women in the workforce, making her probably the only feminist who doesn't believe that there's a wage gap between men and women in the workforce, most likely the only feminist conservative, period. So if the theme of today's lesson is misguided radicalism within progressive movements, I'm pretty sure she counts.
If comedians would begin to, they could help.
I worked as a telemarketer back in 2009 making fundraising calls for the Heritage Foundation. I just want to say that I sabotaged literally every single phone call I ever made for you shit, cunt, fuck-faced, dick-sucking, hate-filled pussy beans. Do you know how many times I had to hear racist old closet homosexuals say the N-word over the phone just because they give you $15 a month? When you're all dead from old age and or pegging each other in the ass with your rolled-up Harvard diplomas, and your kids pick up the posts at the Heritage Foundation, I can only hope they've hated you all throughout life so much for being horrible human beings that they shutter the company and turn it into a taco joint. I eventually got fired from fundraising for you guys because I stopped going to work, and that was one of the happiest moments of my life. You guys act like college students are wrong to give themselves a safe space far removed from reality, yet you fucking idiots have had your eyes and ears closed to the forward momentum of this country since George I did 9/11 Bush left office with his tail between his alcoholic, cocaine-enslaved legs. The only thing you don't have closed is your big fucking mouths vomiting bile that's been swirling around in your distended guts since the 1950s. Get fucking real, and to this feminist lady, which woman-hating Republican are you gonna vote for, you fucking weirdo? And post. Well, that is a true story, by the way. I really did sabotage every call I made for the Heritage Foundation. Now you might be wondering, whose side am I on? I don't know. Who cares? I'm just another white, cisgender, straight male here to give half-hearted opinions on topics that bear no personal significance to me in my life in order to elicit monetized YouTube views, to make me money. So, I guess you could say I'm in the safest space. Alright, well thanks for the 15 cents, and good night.
So who gets to decide what's offensive? Who gets to decide, guys?
How about who
What if everybody says I am hurt? Does that mean everyone else has to stop speaking?
Typical Bernie Sanders voters!